Om Shanti. Adopt the personality of spiritual royalty and purity, loving and detached. Constantly keep your original and blessed form in your awareness, and all trace of impurity and forgetfulness will stop. You should now be ignorant of even the reasons for impurity and forgetfulness, because these forms and sanskars are not yours, but those of your previous birth. You are now Brahmins, whereas those sanskars and form belong to Shudras. To experience your form and sanskars to be those of someone else is known as being loving and detached. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today's day 25. Adopt the personality of spiritual royalty and purity. Today's topic, loving and detached. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Everyone good? Okay? Long day, but you all are okay, right? Tonight we will finish early. So you all get extra time. Every time I read a Vyakti signal, it's like more clarity comes. Deeper meaning, accurate meaning. Like now, when I was reading Hindi, the last part I read it, but I was little bit like what really it means. And now when I am reading English, it's becoming clear. So maybe when I read now Hindi again, it will be more clear. So always good to read, repeat, revise, speak about it, right? So the homework which is we have for 24 hours is to be loving and detached. So in this, what Baba is explaining is to be detached from your own sanskars and tell them, you don't belong to me. You are from Shudra sanskars. I am Brahmin. It's a beautiful way to say goodbye. Because we always talk about transformation, but here Baba is saying, be also detached from your sanskar so you could be lovely. Loving and detached. Constantly keep your original and the blessed form. All of us had been blessed by Baba. So constantly keep your original and blessed form from your awareness, and all the traces of impurity and forgetfulness will stop. Because awareness has a lot of power now. Simrti ki samarthi, lot of capacity. So Baba says you should now be ignorant of even the reasons for impurity and forgetfulness, because these forms and sanskars are not yours, but those of they are of your previous birth. Whereas those sanskars and form belong to Shudras. to experience your form and sanskars to be those of someone else is known as being loving and detached. So Nyara is from your own sanskars. We always think I have to be detached and Nyara from others, sanskars of others. But in which this Baba is saying it's from your own sanskars. You should be detached and tell them you don't belong to me. And then you will be naturally loving. So it's very, very subtle, right? And that's one of the beauty and importance of a Vyakti signal is that it really takes you deeper into every aspect. And just imagine that our teacher, 365 days, every day different homework. It's amazing, no? Ocean of knowledge. Every sentence, every word, every time. So that's why I say, Supreme Teacher, God is our teacher. This knowledge is given to us by God. So when we study, we really feel it's God, right? Who would care for anyone, whatever knowledge is taught, to see that your qualities, your qualifications are very high. Deep transformation, becoming deity from human. No one can do that. Only God, only Baba. So it's like more and more deeply, whether it's our faith, whether it's love, increases more and more. As much we study, more love for Baba. Because it's Baba's teachings, no? Baba himself is with us. But he wants us to keep using knowledge. In golden age, Baba won't be with us, right? But we will be still the masters of the world. Inculcating, imbibing knowledge will bring all virtues in us, all powers in us. Right? Om Shanti. So we have our two friends here on the stage. Let's see what they have to say. First, you introduce yourself properly. Because many people know you, what event, but when you came in knowledge why you are in Florida, who sent you, little bit briefly of your that history, story.
Very briefly, came in 76 in London.
I think your mic you can take.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, and
When you came in knowledge?
1976. Next year, my 50th starts in August.
Dari Janki just came to London.
Gayatri's already past 50. She's my older sister.
Huh?
Yeah, I should introduce you.
Today is Gayatri Ben's birthday. We will celebrate with the Vyakti Parivar.
Dear Gayatri. I'm her senior there.
In the end, we will be able to sing. Yeah.
So I was thinking just this evening, but accidentally, somehow my Brahmin life, but from being a non-believer, not accepting, and after 4 months studying somewhat in London, I ended up in Madhaban, and everything changed. And from that moment, I've been in the center since. So great fortune, and of course,
So it was in Madhuban.
that I had my realization. I always say that I was conceived in London but took birth in Madhaban. right?
But how did you reach Madhuban without having faith? And these days we have to...
You know me well enough, Mohini Ben. There was a group going from London, and I didn't really realize that you needed to be following all these disciplines and things. And I just decided I was going, but I wasn't going to go with the group. And then a couple of days before I left, I thought, oh, I'd better go to the centre and tell Daddy Janky I'm going. And Daddy wasn't too happy. She said, why don't you stay here for a few days and take some training from Detached? And I thought, why does she want me to do that? Of course, I didn't get it, but my destiny was pulling me. That's all I can say. And then Madhavan, life-changing. And then it was Daddy that sent me to Tampa, where...
No, in Madhuban, life-changing for what?
Oh, good heavens, the experience in yoga.
No.
That at the Indriya Sukh, that
Super sensuous.
super sensuous joy.
No, from what? Like the food or BKs or what from?
Instantly feeling at home in Madhavan, but no, it was...
Feeling at home.
It was Drishti. Nirvairbhai was the instrument for the Drishti that just spun me around and turned me inside out. Could never have imagined it.
What about Didi Manmohini's Drishti?
Oh, she was... Oh, that one too. Oh, absolutely. From first seeing her.
When you leave, she will give Drishti to everyone.
She made us cry. And what it was, more even than her drishti, she would rub your face with her two beautiful hands. She had beautiful hands. And she knew the power she had over everyone. And she would have her hanky to the one side, knowing that there was going to be tears. Those wonderful days. No, not now, not now. But anyway, enough about me. I'll come to Gayatri in a minute, but I just wanted to say that, all these deep teachings. But Didi said something today that I thought was very funny, and I didn't hear anybody else laughing, but for me it was very potent, and I will certainly carry it with me. And she said that there's the mandir, but where's the murti? There's the temple, but where's the deity? Do you remember saying that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was very powerful, and it will make me pay attention.
Because people, when they go to temple, first they want to have why they have come here. Any sacred place, no?
Yeah.
Either Mahatma or Guru or deity or someone. But they don't see anyone, right?
Yeah. Or we're
Everyone
so caught
is
up in our
busy,
mundane
right?
stuff. Yeah. That was powerful. Go, Gayatri.
So, Dadi sent you to Florida.
Yes. And this is going to...
I don't remember. I remember those days so clearly in Tampa.
Just before I came to Florida, to Tampa, Daddy, Sister Mohini, as she was in those days, and Sister Janti were there first. They were the first footers.
3 of us went to.
Yeah. And when I arrived in New York, September 1982, Didi came to the airport to meet me. You won't remember that, but you did.
No, I used to go and receive.
You had just gotten Queens. It was around about the same time. Yeah.
And we were together there, no? So knew a little bit each other.
Yeah, well, I'd known Didi for a while. Yeah. And so always that support. And then when I got shifted to Miami, because I was remembering too that, as is often the case at the beginning of centers, finances are not very good. And so for a number of months, Didi, New York, supported us. I mean, it might have been, by today's standards, a small amount, but at that time, it was a big amount. Yeah.
Yeah, so, one very, Baba's old child, charitable child, will give me 1,000 to give 200 here, 3 here, wherever they need.
Something like that, yeah. Mm. So I should ask a question first, or Gayatri, why don't you?
Ask the question.
Well, different questions to do with meditation, and I was wondering, when you're giving drishti to everyone, right, do you have a sense of their stage or what their experience is, and are you able to silly question, I really know the answer. Able to separate whatever is your current experience with them and what's happening in yoga.
Mm. You mean someone I'm giving drishti or my own self?
No, you don't give drishti to yourself. When you're giving drishti and everybody's taking drishti from you, as you give drishti to the individual, do you feel what their stage is or what they're going through, or, that you're not seeing what their current maybe effort is? What is your, or you're so beyond?
Even if I see or feel, but I don't want to think about it or become aware of that. I don't want to take it, in the sense of, but definitely, that they say face is the index of mind, so it shows everything very clearly. If there is any sadness or some hurt from past or
Really?
some things, yeah. It's face when it's full moon, right? And then degrees reduces, so you see, not full.
It's pinched, yeah.
So same happens whenever there is something within the soul. The face is not like full bright, a little shadows, little. And we try, in the sense of thought is not really to see, but it's visible, but through the drishti, to help that soul to forget, let go, it's past.
Yeah.
You are fine, you are very elevated. Create that kind of self-respect through drishti, So that's one could help with the soul through drishti. Yeah, I know.
So, Didi, if you were to give Vadi Drishti at this moment, what would you see? What are you seeing?
Please
in
ignore
her
her,
face?
Didi. Just ignore her.
You want me to play the role of mind reader?
No. Just demonstrate what you just
Why
said.
don't you just ask me and I'll tell you?
No. Go on,
Please
give her
ignore
Drishti.
Didi, just ignore her, please.
See, that's what they do to me, right?
It was amazing because I was.
I have to say.
Do you see what I see?
No, I have to say that very often when Didi's giving drishti, even though she's giving drishti to the whole room, it's like how we used to be with Baba, that we felt he was only looking at us. And he was only looking at us, right? And so I sometimes feel with Didi the same, that she's only giving me drishti, nobody else.
Love, humility, free from I and mine, very, very close to Baba.
No, you have to do it for that one.
So, Didi, before you give me drishti, no, she will. Before you give me drishti, before coming up here, I thought that Bodhi said to me, I don't have any questions for Didi. You go up and ask the questions. So I thought, okay, I will come and ask you about Bodhi. And
as if people want to know.
Here you are, we're sitting here, and you totally did that. You said to Bodhi, introduce yourself, tell everyone about you. And so was I picking your thought up, or were you picking my thought up, or no thoughts at all?
I think thoughts are always connected, no? So some are able to just feel it and get it, and some they have their own thinking, It depends on, if you are open mind, you just receive. And then you do it, if it's appropriate.
I was just...
So can you tell a little bit about you?
I will tell you about me, but everybody, I'm so famous, and I'm so well known, that everybody already knows about me, Didi. I don't have to tell anyone.
Gayatri. Who doesn't know Gayatri Ben?
Everyone knows.
Put your hand up, Everybody knows
Two
me.
people. Three.
All these young
and
ones.
one's lying.
These young ones don't know you. Old ones maybe, right? Just say few words, yeah.
Well, you all know I'm Gayatri, and I was born on the 24th of May. And I don't know about myself very well.
No, just
And so
physical factors. We don't
Yeah,
want.
I don't,
You
even
are from.
physically.
She's from Guyana,
Yeah,
came to New York,
yeah,
and since then she stayed on in New York.
yeah. I came, Didi invited me to come for 6 weeks because Rosie Ben from Madras, Dada Narayan, who was our ledger keeper when we went to Pandavan, we were so dated.
Yes.
He would have this ledger, and he was the father of Rosie Ben, and he was also the father of Chandru Bhai, who was very close to us here in New York, and Sheelu Ben, of course, his Yugal. And Dada Narayan would have us write our experience. We should go back and see if that ledger is there. We had to write it, handwritten, of our experience in Madhuban. And he left the body. He was very, very sweet. Those older Sindhi brothers.
He was from Hong Kong. They just moved to India.
They were amazing. They were so loving. And this morning, Sister Didi was talking about Dada Arjun.
Yes.
Yeah. And again, I was remembering Dada Arjun, and knowing nobody else in this except for you would know who Dada, and maybe Dolly, would know who Dada Arjun.
Many are raising hands.
Yeah, okay, yes. I'm sorry. A lot of you others who are older in Gyan would have met him. And so I feel that for me, coming here for 6 weeks, Rosie Ben went to Dada Narayan's cremation, final rites, and she never returned. And because she never returned, the 6 weeks never came to an end. And so I'm still here waiting for the 6 weeks to come to an end.
And she used to wear dresses like soldier dress,
Military dress.
Military dress, in the sense of her color of clothes and everything was a military person.
Yeah. And maybe
always came in that, and then of course.
I used to be in jeans. In Madhuban, I was in jeans. And I went to the Dilwara temple with jeans and t-shirts with Nehru Bhai. And because you're talking about him, the first time I actually saw him, I knew he was Nehru Bhai, driving an ambassador car and taking uncle around. But we went to the Dilwara temple, and we went very early for this family to come when there were no visitors, so that uncle could see the place. So we went along with uncle, because uncle was on an official tour, visit, not tour, of India. So he was given these kinds of treatments. So we went, nobody else in the Dilwara temple, but they're cleaning it. And just before coming to Madhuban, I had gone and had my manicure and pedicure done. And my toes were just impeccably beautiful. And this guy is sweeping up, and I'm looking at the dirty water, and I am barefooted, and I'm saying, I have to step down in that water to go. And I didn't know Nehru Bhai was observing me. And I looked up, and he looked at me, and he said, if you want to see the temple, you have to get your toes dirty. And when he left the body, I said that. I said, it left an impact on me. If you really want to transform, sometimes you have to get your toes dirty. And so I came like that, very playful, very innocent in many ways. And one of the things, Sister Mohini asked me, Didi asked me, you could see I could not get this thing, Didi. Sorry, you will forgive me. But Didi asked me on Mother's Day, what makes me stay? And that was a beautiful question. And again,
This Didi?
Okay. On Mother's Day that just passed.
Okay.
What makes you stay, Gayatri? And I said, of course, Sister Jayanti coming, she was the mother, but Sister Didi coming to Guyana, and what they both did for us, what they both did for me, and that was two things. They gave total accessibility to Bap Dada. They never ever stood in anyone's way in terms of their access to Baba and their relationship with Baba. But more so, they gave us, again, a very open, accessible relationship with the Dadis. They never stood between us and the Dadis, and I think that is what made me stay. And of course, I see them all cooking, cleaning, doing the basic things in the centers, and they never had this hierarchical consciousness. Where did that come from, Didi? How did this hierarchical thing enter the family when all of you were so flat surfaced? You know, you didn't see yourself as higher or lower. You always see, and you said it this morning, it was always family. Family first. So when did this thing step in that I have to have an appointment to meet you, or I have to do this or do that to meet the seniors?
Maybe this is a little bit
and hurdles
bit
on the
negative,
stage.
but
No, it's not negative.
no. What
Okay.
I'm going to say, what I'm saying, it might be a little bit negative, but it's kind of an accepted trait of Sindhi people that they do think of themselves as very high. Are there any Sindhis in the room? Is that true or not?
No, not if you go to Sindh. Not if
No,
you go to Sindh.
Right. No, but what
Pakistan.
I've seen, but
like
in
that.
terms of the yagya, that is not there.
It's not there at all. And I don't think the Sindhis did it. Because the Sindhis are very open. You see, you know, whenever you go to the Sindhis, they are very open. Their hearts are open, their homes are open, their pots are open, everything is open.
One thing I remember when I went to Madhuban first time, I met Baba twice in Delhi, but Baba invited me to come and I went. I was very young, about 22, 23. No, younger, 16, 17. So when I went, Baba and Mama, after we had shower and everything, they came in the history hall and they sat on the floor with this little kind of, little gaddi cushion. So they both sat and we sat in front and of course we met. That had stayed in me. I know one time Jayashri was sharing that we went to center and she sat on the floor with us. So it's not I'm doing it, but because Baba met me like that, it had become my nature to receive people at the same level. And I got that sanskar. Lot of sanskars I now realize I took from Brahma Baba because I saw them doing this. So I saw how he helps when you are leaving, have you taken food? Who is taking her? Okay, you had this, And up to an extent that we all had to, we all take groups those days, you get 7 days, right? 1 day to arrive, and then 1 day to depart, and in between, you have to do yagya seva. And these days we just go, we eat, but those days, like 1 day you have to cook breakfast, lunch, dinner, and that is also on wood fire, no? They didn't have gas or anything. So when I will go, like few things which I cooked, they really enjoyed was, one is pulao, These days is artificial pulao, but I make real one. So Baba will say, oh, when these rice came, when Mohini comes, she will cook these rice. Baba is saying.
Wow.
And then I used to make squash kofta, very nice. Nobody, I tell everyone to make, but they put too much masala, too much. I like simple, but still very tasty. And then, so the way Baba, and then hold finger, take me here, take me there, and so it's like the way, what I receive from Baba, because you are young and gyan, all that, it really becomes like your nature. Many ask me, why you have to think like this? I said, well, Baba, this is what Baba thought of me. Love is one thing and care is another thing, right? So what Baba had was love and care. Not that, doesn't matter, no. Baba cared for everyone, cared for plants, cared for fruit, how to keep bananas. Baba used to love those little bananas. I don't know what they call, but yes. So there will be a rope, where we take off shoes, Baba's room. It was open, so there was a rope and where they hang bananas. Then Alfonso mangoes will come from Bombay. So Baba will, and then of course there were not children, but he will give with lot of love. And until now, some people don't know how to keep a bunch of banana. Whether we should keep like this or this. Many people don't know how to peel anar, what they call it. I taught so many people.
Yeah.
So the care Baba took of birds and flowers and this gardener old man, Baba will go with him. He was like so human. Huh? Yeah. So I feel that you could be divine, you could be spiritual, but you have to be very human, where people can connect with you. So when you think about treating people, like same is really Baba's sanskars. Brahma Baba I saw. And then for so many years, about 11 years, taking direction, Baba, what he said, to do it, the way he taught, everything, you go, you have been invited by a group of, saints and sages. So once Baba sent me, but Baba will in the Murli give you points, what you have to speak, no? Many times you hear Baba says when you go to conference. So even in the lectures, what we should say, it was through Baba's Murlis, he will tell us, not individually, but now you are going there, international conference, you must say this, you must say this. So he taught us even what to say, now we plan everything through our intellect. So there was this fortune, to be. And these days, like one of the main thing is there are very, very few of us left, those who were with Sakar Baba. Very few. This time, there was about 110. They have 110 main senior teachers. They meet every 3 months. So generally they invite me at that time, like I am going now. They have 3 days before Dadi's day. So very few are there, those who met Baba. Because those who met Baba, Baba left lot of in our personality. And then of course, Dadis and their teachings all the time. Every time they tell you, no, this is the right way. They won't say, don't do this. Don't do is not a good, there was a bishop in Barbados and he was young. And when he came, lot of crowds went to church. So people asked, why after he has come? Because he never said, don't do this. He always said what to do. He shows you the path, but you have choice what you want to decide, no? So that's what Dadis will always do is, we call it shiksha. I don't know what's the right word, but they're not trying to kind of give knowledge or teach you, but something very practical, something very to uplift you, to help you, qualify you. Some people not able to observe, but so many things Dadis have taught us to do, little.
I will share one uniqueness with Didi, and maybe you could in closing. One of the things that is outstandingly unique about Didi in her relationship to me is that in making her detached and loving. And I find it throughout my period with her, which has been 50 years now, she never necessarily agreed with me.
Never?
No. I get the
What I
feeling
never did?
anything I say to her, she wouldn't instantly say yes or no. That means there wasn't an instant agreement. Many people think I influence her, right? Or they used to think. But that's not so, because anything I tell her, unlike Bhumi gets, she agrees with Bhumi, right? No? Okay, same thing. So she doesn't, you feel that it's either she didn't get it, she's not understanding what I'm saying, or she's just not agreeing with me. But as the years went by, I realized that that may have been your detachment from what I was saying, and maybe your detachment from an influence I may have exerted on you. But because of that, before she could respond, because of that, I think there was a trust that grew. If she had agreed with everything I said, and if she had, just to please me, and that goes on a lot, I must say, you agree with someone to please them, then I don't think the trust would have grown as much as it has. So I wanted to share that with you, and if you had a response to it before what
Can I
shares.
just interject? I never saw Sister Mohini disagreeing with you. It was you was always disagreeing with Sister Mohini.
Right. So
Isn't that right?
my disagreeing with her is because I thought she never heard me. She wasn't, didn't get it. She didn't, so rather than her disagree with me, I projected back on her. You know, it was a projection.
No, I'm giving example that I never defend myself. I'm not a fighter, right? I am quite okay. So once I am at Air India, I think that Air India person told Gayatri, because she was insisting on some. Let's say if someone feels there is discrimination, I never feel, right? So I listen, but I don't agree necessarily that I feel it is within me that making me feel, but we feel that they are doing it. So she must have argued or said something, and they said, but you are head sister. But she gave us such beautiful compliments, and sometimes the air hostesses go through me. I don't know, when I get in Air India, they think either I'm a minister or something. So they bring their file. Can you sign this? Can you write a good note for us? I'm talking of many years ago. I always traveled Air India because I have little bit patriotic this. Plus, I think the way they respect you, the way they know you very much about Brahma Kumaris and all that. So some of the reasoning changes with what we do. Like UN has its own human rights things. They have a lot of such things. And I have, because I was also much there, I had to. So I'm very much aware. I'm political science student. I'm journalist. When studies-wise, I know world history. So I know a lot of all this on a. But one thing Baba told me, especially because I have to go to take message bring, that never allow your intellect to be influenced by any theory or any, so when somebody talks of human rights, I agree, but that God has come to give us rights, no? So let's have that self-respect, accept those, and so that reasoning, when people talk with that, I listened and I agree with them, but I don't want to take that. I don't want that logic or reasoning to put in my intellect, because then my power to discern will be biased based on that belief or theory or whatever it is. Like I know all isms, I know total economics, everything, but very careful with what should it go in the intellect, and it start affecting our reasoning. So where will God's wisdom? So it's like you remain detached in the sense of you listen, you agree, and play your part too. So many years I had to. Sometimes you are in a panel and they're asking you a question from this morning's news. So wherever if I have to travel, I will read the headlines and go, because suddenly they put you in a panel and I say, well, I don't know, so you have to make it anyway. So keeping information of everything, but not allowing that to become the part of my power to discern or to function or to take care of Yagya or the family, because it could little bit mix into those kinds of things. So I keep to original, what Baba gave me, what Baba did, what Brahma Baba, what Dadis used to do. So I keep kind of, not only I remind, they emerge automatically that, oh Dadi Gulzar, now how to be neutral. If there is a situation which we know is real, but you don't want that person also to feel victimized, or so they stay very neutral, where that soul can still remain Baba's. Even whatever is done is wrong, and it's not what the yajna would expect. But my personal karmic accounts with anyone in deciding what I'm deciding for anyone's life, it creates a big karmic account. So we have to be very careful what I am saying, okay, this one shouldn't or should, because it's question of person's life, and it's also my own karmas I have to be careful with. So I learned from Dadis how they dealt with certain situations, and so I want to maintain the way the foundation of Yagya was Dadis, right? And keep following them into. Luckily, because I was mostly very close with every Dadi, it was not only I was close, they really were merciful or loveful to me. Very, very friendly, very friendly. Because when they came to India, they didn't know how to speak in Hindi. So I used to teach them, when you use this word, it means that in public they have to speak. So from there I had been, even I was not fully in Gyan, but I helped them to take them somewhere. Then when they speak, how they speak. So they will come to me and take points for what they have to say. So I grew with them as a younger little sister with them. So I want to keep that culture. I want to keep, and I say things many which later on I say, I don't regret and repent ever. It was according to drama I said it. But then I analyzed and I said, it will be helpful to that soul one day or other. I always tell them, I might not be here, but you all will remember this is when he used to say this, and used to say this. And at least, if not in my presence, I see that change. But maybe one day that could happen. And it will be a set to the yajna, because I have nothing to do with anyone or any place. Whole world, all places, all instruments are my sisters and brothers, right? So I think that that legacy which has been left, so we have to carry on. So whatever I learned emerges Baba immediately. Oh, this is what Baba did. One time there was a journalist media meeting, integrated media. Judy was there, and I was part of it. Now I kind of told them I'm not going to do. So in Calcutta, a newspaper, somebody wrote about Brahma Baba in a very rough and rude way. He was this and this. So Nimal Shadda Dadi was in charge in Calcutta. She got very upset. In the sense, so she wrote to Baba, should I reply to this reporter? Baba said, no, you should never reply to that. But on your own, you write what is right, right? And that is where I always like, you all talk about not on social media, all that. But there are some deep principles which Baba left with us. So then next day, she spoke and someone wrote about Baba's real story, how he was jeweler and all that, and send it. So Baba said, don't respond to that. And it was very smart, because I realize in life that we get very limited. One time Jagdish Bhai was sitting next to me, Global Cooperation House. I had to talk, then he had to talk. So he telling me that I prepare my topic, I have points, but when I listen, then I get, oh, it should be like that. Maybe this point should be like, should I speak responding to what I heard, or should I speak what I have prepared? So he's asking me, we are discussing as friends, because we both came in Gyan together. So we used to share many things. So I said, if I have to decide, I will speak what I have prepared. And because if I start responding, not only that, but in our call of time dialogue, one of the principle of dialogue is you speak what you feel. Don't comment on what other one said, I felt. Because most of the people have tendency to kind of take that reference or respond to that. And I love that because so Baba also taught us anything happen, you as original, natural, neutral, create what you have to create, whether it's an article, whether it's anything. And so that is why sometimes one thing I notice, what people like, what people like, what people like. I said, first say what Baba likes. Baba's message has to go, what Baba's message is, and then see whatever words or style or photographs, doesn't matter. But that shouldn't be lost. What Baba wants us to convey to people. We want to think about what people would like, so what you convey to them, what they like. This awareness, I am really telling you all that it will be very helpful for everyone, for every task, to always remember that this is what is Baba's principle, this is what Baba likes, this is what it should be, this is what is Baba's message. So there is some kind of power within whatever you all will do. Presentations, learning, all that is part of it has to be. But the essence is really that what Baba says, what is Baba's message, what Baba, the way Baba, for everything. Then I think that you will create that connection, that glorify Baba, your own principles personally, the way you deal with anything for anyone, So, yeah, Baba's culture, I like it. And I think that you met Avek Bab Dada, right?
I met Brahma Baba too. I remember, I don't know what, if you were there, Avyak Bab Dada he always his eyes would just be glued to Bodhi and I. And if the rest were lucky, he would then sweep the audience, but he was like that, speaking to us. So once he came, he was talking and he says,
He called us by name.
he would even, I'm not, yes, a few times he caught us talking while he's giving the Murli and he called us out in the whole Murli. So this one time he said, have you met Brahma Baba? And then he looked down at us, have you met Brahma Baba? And it was like Brahma Baba asking me, have I met him? And I said, yes, I'm meeting you right now. You're asking me if I've met you? I'm meeting you right now. And so I felt that I met him. And the second time, I don't know, Sister Muni, what happened to me, but when I went to Hyderabad and I went to Om Niwas, oh my God, it was like meeting him all over again. And his whole life story, the hidden life story as I call it, really, really moved me.
You all went at good time, now you won't be able to go.
Exactly, perfect timing.
After this war, there had been very strict. Okay, let's finish. We have to say goodbye to Avyakti Parivar.